Imagine your house is on fire and you got 3 minutes to take 5 things out of your home. If not, the house is going to collapse. What are the 5 things you will take out of your home? It can be people, it can be money, it can be anything that you want which you consider precious and important. Think about it and let's get back to it shortly. Hi, welcome back to OneUs. Today it's day 44 and we will be looking at verse 44 from Tao Te Ching. As usual, let's observe a few seconds of silence. Thank you. So now let's get started. Fame or self, which matters more? Self or wealth, which is more precious? Gain or loss, which causes more pain? In the first 3 lines, Laotzu clearly talks about prioritizing our life. How do we have priorities in life? When I say priorities, understanding what is truly important. First, it talks about fame and self. Of course, though we may have so much fame and power and all the recognition that we want, but which one is more matter or which one is important to us? I'm sure your answer will be self. Our self is the one that we can always have. The fame can come, the fame can go. People can change their point of view about us any given point in time. But the self, which we truly connected to ourself, which is more important. Then he compares self or wealth. See, this is very profound in a way. He says self or wealth, which is more precious. So here we can see that most people pursue to save and earn and get more and more of wealth. It takes a toll on their own self, both physically and mentally. So that is what you can see, that people get burned out, they get exhausted, they end up with a lot of diseases just because they forgot to take care of their own self. Instead, they went on the pursuit of making more and more wealth. And that's what I relate to the second line. And finally, he talks about gain or loss, which causes more pain. I'm sure it is a loss which will cause more pain than gain, right? So it is even the people who may not have lots and lots of money, but you can see them, they being so happy and content in their life. On the other side, people who are wealthy, they lose their mind, they lose their inner peace the moment they lose the wealth they earned. So that's why it is important that we prioritize things. For an example, the self comes first before fame, power and wealth. And then it is not the gain which gives more pain, but instead the loss which causes more pain. So that is why we need to be mindful about what we are saving, what we are accumulating. And then he goes on to say, those who are attached to things will suffer greatly. What Laotzu means here is the key word attached, the attachments that we have. Sometimes people think that, oh, if I have to live a peaceful life, then I have to give up everything. No, that is not the point. The point is we can still set goals. We can still pursue for a good life that we want. We can still have a happiness, what gives us a happiness. But then our attachment to it is what causes the pain. If you are in the mindset of what comes, comes, what goes, goes, what stays, stays, then we are in the state of detachment. At the same time, we are pursuing our worldly goals, the materialistic goals. And then he goes on to say, those who save will suffer heavy losses. I relate this word in a very profound way. So when he means save, it is not just with wealth. It can be anything, literally. So it is like, if there is a water reservoir where the water, it is getting stored excessively. At one point in time, the whole reservoir breaks down, right? So it will just burst and then the water flows everywhere. Likewise, anything that we try to store it, save it more and more and more, we lose control over it. For an example, it can be anger. If we don't even express our emotion in the rightful way, one day it will burst in a very uncontrollable way. So the same thing applies to love. It can be same thing applies to happiness as well. So Instead of holding on to all the love and happiness, give love when it is required. Don't store all your emotions inside. It can be positive or negative, but express it when it is there, when it is time to show, or else it is going to take a toll on our being, our body, or our mind. Then he goes on to say, those who are contented are never disappointed. The people with the mindset of enough is enough, then they are not disappointed. And then the final two verse goes like this. Those who know when to stop do not find themselves in trouble. They remain forever safe. So the last two lines again reinstate one single point is have a mindset to say enough is enough. Then stop when it is enough. What it means is you should clearly know that how much you want, how much you need rather. It's not even want because the want is endless, but then the need is what you need for truly good life. So in the book, Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life, Wine Dyer talks about if you're in a pursuit to get more fame and money, just observe your own self and ask yourself, is it taking a toll on yourself? When I say self, it can be both physically and mentally. Are you getting stressed? Are you getting depressed? Or are you getting exhausted and tired? And then he talks about, is it taking a toll on your relationship? When I say relationship, is it your relationship is suffering because your pursuit of fame and wealth? And then, is it taking a toll on your personal time? When I say personal time, time to relax, enjoy with your oneself, take a vacation to regenerate. Is it taking a toll on that? If it is taking a toll, then it is time to say enough, stop it. And that's what the words of Wine Dyer. So with all these things, let's connect back to our first thing. Like when I started off with what is important to you. So if you have a clear priorities, then you will exactly know what are the things that you will take. For me, it is my family members first comes. Then comes my documents. When I say documents, it's all my passports and certificates and other things. And the third thing is, still I have some attachments like these kind of a beads and some watch which is not so expensive, but I'm attached to it, so I keep them in a place. Probably I will take that. Then of course mobile and wallet. These are the things that I will take and run out. So what will you take and run out? Think about it. Set priorities in life. Don't go behind fame and wealth too much. Instead, know when to say enough is enough, when to stop. So that way, we will be filled with an abundance which is already there. We don't have to search for more and more. With that, let's conclude day 44. So one actionable thought for today is, observe your life and find out what is your pursuit is. Is it your pursuit is for more wealth and fame? Or is it something else? And is it taking a toll in your life? It can be both physically as well as with your relationship and all those things. If it is taking a toll, then it is time to say enough is enough. And also, if possible, set a clear boundary of what are your needs, absolute needs, not just random wants and desires, but absolute needs. So that way you will know when to say enough, when to stop. With that thought, let's conclude day 44. And then talk to you tomorrow. Thank you.